Welcome back to another episode of 40 Facts About the 40k Universe. I am your host, Gershwan, and today we're going to be talking about the craft world Eldar as we get into the paths of the Eldar. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We post Warhammer 40k lore videos every single day. If you have any suggestions for other topics about Xeno races or just anything in Warhammer 40k, comment down below. And if you enjoy our content, thank our patrons on Patreon. It is because of them that we can do this. Link in the description if you guys want to support us, along with the link to all of the awesome art that you're about to see. With that said, let's get into 40 facts on the Eldar Path. The Eldar race is one of the most psychically powerful intelligent species in the entire Milky Way galaxy, a gift bestowed onto them by the Old Ones. But while these psychic powers allowed the Eldari civilization to reach a pinnacle of success that most other races will never be able to achieve, it also came with terrible setbacks. Obsession, at a level that cannot be fully understood by the simple human mind, plagues the Eldar race. As highly psychic individuals, Eldar can perceive the real world at a much more profound level than a baseline sentient creature. This means that the depth in which the Eldar can experience emotions and senses are hundreds of times stronger. For them, a simple experience, such as tasting a decadent wine, is a true feast for the senses. When an Eldar experiences an event with grander emotional value, such as overcoming the odds during a tough battle, the backlash of victory could be so impactful that they can actually die from sensory overload. This extreme gratification from their accomplishments pushed their people to a level of prosperity that rivaled that of the Old Ones. Unfortunately, it also led their ancient interstellar empire into a downward spiral of hedonism and overindulgence, marked by the quest for ever more intense sensations. This long period of hedonistic debauchery eventually culminated in the catastrophic fall and the birth of the Chaos God Slaanesh, the Prince of Pleasure, known to the Eldar as She Who Thirsts. After the horrors of the fall, the few Eldar that survived the terrible psychic scream that consumed the old empire now had to face the reality that their psychic indulgent disposition left them vulnerable to Slaanesh, who could sense its highly psychic prey. In order to hide from the hunting Slaaneshi demons, each and every Eldar soul would have to figure out a way to temper their intense psychic presence. For the Dark Eldar, they managed to find a way to strengthen their own psyches from Slaanesh's hunger by absorbing the psychic energies produced by pain and despair in other intelligent beings, sacrificing what they stole from others to Slaanesh in order to protect their own souls from being devoured by the god. For their part, the craft-world Eldar found salvation by developing strict controls over their own inner nature. This rigid code of behaviors that every craft-world Eldar had to abide by was called the Asuryani Path, or as most Imperial savants know it, the Eldar Path. The path was designed to allow the Eldar to experience the intensities of their emotions and sensations, but still remain hidden from the Prince of Pleasure. Each Eldar chooses a discipline, a role he must fulfill in his day-to-day life, and focuses on perfecting this chosen craft as much as he can. The key point of this development is to induce a particular mental state in which the mind is fragmented to allow the Eldar to call upon the emotions while he is busy with his chosen craft, and safely store them away in his mind when he is not. This psychic compartmentalization allows an Eldar to call on his emotions and fully experience the heights they can provide when they are needed to maximize their efficiency at their chosen task, but not fall prey to the excess of feelings that led to the fall and the attraction of the unwanted attention of Slaanesh. Once an Eldar has achieved mastery of their chosen path, an event that can take many Terran decades, he will choose another path to tread. There is no predefined choice, and some Eldar choose new paths that are closely linked to the previous experiences, while others prefer to switch between completely unrelated roles. Each Eldar builds his own personal toolbox of different skills and experiences, with each path trotted making him a more accomplished being. Despite the protection they offer against the eternal thirst of Slaanesh, the paths are not perfect. A danger still lurks within them, as a path only allows an Eldar to control his emotions. It does not rid him of his passions. Despite all of this care, some Eldar ultimately fail at storing their emotions away and become consumed by them. Those Eldar who fail to maintain their psychic equilibrium will gradually transform into living embodiments of their path, losing their personality and all but consuming desires for perfection within their confines. Such unfortunate Eldar are said to be lost on their chosen path. Each path that has been created is unique, and some have very clearly defined roles, behaviors, and traditions that need to be followed, while others are less structured and offer more freedom for the Eldar. One of the most well-known and oldest paths is the Path of the Warrior. The constant battle for survival many craft worlds must face has led many Eldari down this path. And although the Eldar Empire has dissolved and their people are slowly dying, there are many young Eldar that believe that they should and can rebuild their lost but glorious empire through fire and passion. The Path of the Warrior teaches the art of death and destruction. It serves as both defense and offense, and is divided into many different specializations. These specialized combatants are known as aspect warriors, and they range from the swooping hawks to the shining spears. Another one of the most well-known paths is the Path of the Seer, also sometimes referred to as the Witch Path. It is the longest, most treacherous, most complex, and least trodden of the Eldar paths. Its members are the potent Eldar Psykers, known collectively as Seers. There are Spirit Seers, who are specialists in the handling of spirit stones that are necessary for raising of the Eldar combat walkers, known as Wraithguard and Wraith Lords. There are also Bone Singers, which are the Seers who use their psychic talents to manipulate the growth of Wraithbone. There are Warlocks, who are those Seers who previously served the Path of the Warrior and now lead the Eldar war hosts into battle. And then there are Farseers, who are those Eldar Warlocks that have become lost upon the Path of the Seer, and are the most powerful Eldar Psykers of all. The ultimate fate of a Farseer is to become wholly part of the craft world as a Crystal Seer, and join his or her peers in the Dome of Crystal Seers. Amongst all of the Eldar paths, this is by far the most difficult and dangerous one to tread. There are also smaller paths, such as the Path of the Thought Talker. This is where Eldar telepaths train to function as both interpreters between Eldar and other intelligent species, and as ambassadors to these beings for his craft world. A Thought Talker doesn't necessarily have to know the specific language of that species. He simply transmits his meanings directly into their mind, using a conceptual language that any intelligent being can understand, as long as their minds and conceptions of reality are not too radically different than that of the Eldar. There is also the Path of the Scholar. Eldar Scholars are those Eldar who find fulfillment only in mastering a specific area of academic knowledge, and then passing this knowledge along to the Eldar who are traveling the same path, or who wish to benefit from understanding the specific discipline. Eldar on the Path of the Scholar includes all those of their kind who create or transmit knowledge, including teachers, scientists, and archaeologists. The Path of the Mariner, also referred to as the Path of the Steersman, is followed by those Eldar who are the crewmen and officers of their home craft world's fleet of starships. Those who seek this path out often wish to see the side of the galaxy, and also seek inner peace after a period in which they have lost it. It is a very tranquil path. One of the Eldar's most important path is the Path of the Healer. It is pursued by those Eldar who find spiritual satisfaction in bringing living things back to full wellness. Eldar healers include physicians, surgeons, and what humans might consider biomedical researchers. Another very important role for the craft world is the Path of Grief. It is a path in which one grieves for the death and suffering at Eldar remembrance services and funerals, essentially transforming the Eldar into what other cultures would consider a professional mourner. This path allows the other Eldar to remember their lost loved ones and friends without succumbing to the potential violent and all-consuming emotions that would be violent to the entire philosophy of the Eldar path and tempt the wrath of she who thirsts. There is the Path of the Dreamer, which is a meditative path undertaken by many Eldar in which the Eldar learns how to control and direct their dreams. An Eldar Dreamer can enter and stay within their own directed dreamscapes for long periods of time. During these dreams, it is not unusual for other Eldar Dreamers who are more experts at this path to act as Dream Watcher to ensure that the Dreamer does not starve by remaining in his dream for too long. Some paths are complete opposites of each other. For instance, the Path of Awakening is a path upon which the Eldar learn how to closely analyze their surroundings and environments. Those who have mastered this path can notice things that would seem insignificant or impossible to see, even to a normal Eldar. The Path of Awakening is a polar opposite of the Path of Dreaming because it focuses on looking without rather than within. The Path of Awakening is usually a prelude to the pursuit of the Path of the Artisan. The Path of the Artisan is a relatively common path for the Eldar. There are many subspecializations along this Path of the Artisan, such as the Path of the Poet, the Path of the Musician, the Path of the Sculptor, the Path of the Painter, and so on. Even within each of these minor paths, there are conflicting schools of styles, such as the School of Hithrenair, which teaches that the artist should become as much part of his art as he can be, with its followers often bleaching their skin and marking themselves in stylistic tattoos to show that they have become one with their craft. Another specialization of the Artisan path is the Path of Shaping, closely linked to the Path of the Seer. It is undertaken by those Eldar who become Bone Singers. They are skilled artisans who are part Psyker, part artist and part engineer. Bone Singers train their innate psychic powers to create and mend all of the constructs of the Wraithbone used by the Eldar. Wraithbone is a solidified substance crafted out of psychic energy of the war that is the primary substance used to construct almost all Eldar edifices, artifacts, and starships. There is also the Path of Service, a path followed by those Eldar who give themselves over to the direct service of others, finding in such activities both spiritual fulfillment and the knowledge that the labor they are doing is necessary for their craft world to continue to thrive. Though most of the craft world's economy is fully automated, there are still some personal services that require physical labor, and it is these tasks that those who tread the Path of Service seek to apply themselves to. Eldar take up the Path of Service out of the same sense of duty that inspires others of their kind to take up a more military path. They perform jobs that humans might describe as menial, including such roles that provide basic services to a craft world's community. An extension of the Path of Service is the Path of the Botanist, which includes gardeners, farmers, and all who concern themselves with tending to the enormous quantities of plants living within an Eldar craft world, many of them the last surviving species of one of the lost Eldar homeworlds. There are also very mysterious paths, such as the Path of Damnation, which little is known about. The Eldar refuse to speak about it amongst themselves, and certainly not with others. What is known is that the craft world Eldar believe that their dark Eldar cousins choose to walk this path, unwittingly or not. It can be surmised that the Path of Damnation allows an Eldar to benefit from the same psychically protective benefits of other Eldar paths, but instead of pursuing a productive discipline, they absorb the psychic energies generated by inducing pain and torment in other sentient beings. By feeding on this energy, they can prevent their own souls from being consumed by Slaanesh, and maintaining their physical vigor indefinitely. But the price is nothing less than damnation, a pursuit of the same course of hedonistic and sadistic excess that destroyed the original Eldari civilization and led to the fall. And finally, there is the Path of the Outcast. Those who desert the Eldar paths are known as outcasts to the craft world. The intensely potent and volatile Eldar mind sometimes rebels against the highly structured Eldar paths. Without protection of the Eldar paths, an individual is likely to eventually succumb to self-destructive urges. Most of the time, such outcasts become rangers. Some eventually return to their craft world and to the safety of the paths. Those that don't eventually become rangers, known as pathfinders. Other outcasts become pirates, raiders, and Eldar corsairs. And those were 40 facts on the Eldar Path. I hope that helped explain the Eldar Path. The Eldar are not a very popular army. I don't normally see them. And whenever you go to any 40k or hobby store, they have the least amount of boxes. So creating this video kind of shed some light into the lore of the Eldar. They're pretty cool, pretty badass. If you guys have suggestions for any other topics about the Eldar, please comment down below. If you enjoy our content, thank our patrons on Patreon. It is because of them that we can do this. Link in the description if you guys want to support us. And thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow. This is Gershwan with One Mind Syndicate signing out.
Always used to put my freedom